Alright, so I'm just going to go over a couple of the basics of HTML. Basically, you've got your opening and closing tags that just tell the browser when it begins and ends, and you've got your head, which stores stuff like the title of the page, which you'll probably want to specify. I'll show you what the title is real quick. That's the first video uploading there. Right now it just has the web address up here, but we can specify a title right here. So I'll just put David since that's the name of the subdomain, and you can see it right there. My computer's being a bit slow. We can say David's website. There we go. That's not working. Okay, it's odd. Oh, maybe it doesn't like apostrophes. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so Firefox apparently doesn't like apostrophes. Did not know that. So, okay. Then after the head, you have what's called the body. That'll be where you put all of your actual stuff for your website that you'll see down in this part of the browser, like this test right here. And you'll probably want to use things like headers. H1 is the largest header you can have in HTML, and you'll see that's going to be bigger there. And you can have other sized headers like H2 and 3. You probably don't want to go much smaller than that. And something's wrong. That all looks fine. It's 100% uploaded. Oh, maybe the host just takes a second to update. So let me double check whether it actually doesn't like apostrophes. Because it's possible it was just like a, yeah, it was just a delay in updating, I guess. That's weird. Okay. I haven't done a whole lot of editing on my websites since I switched to this host. Okay, so underneath your headers, you'll usually want, well, let's just start with one size header. You'll usually want to put all your text within paragraphs like this. And you've probably noticed by now that the tags starting with a slash are the end of a section marked off by this pair basically. So your body, you can see with this little arrow thing is there, your head's there, your whole HTML page is within HTML. And there will be some other things to add up here at the top that make sure your browser knows what type of encoding you're using and where your style sheets are, where your JavaScript is, that type of thing. But that's not too big a deal. So you'll have this is a paragraph, and we'll see that under the first heading there. Let's do some images. So how you do an image is you just type img in the tag there, and then you'll give it a source. What do you call it? I guess it's an argument, source argument or something. And we can just go and actually get a picture of something. Don't really care what. Sure, the first one. That's fine. It's a pretty big picture. Usually on websites you want to keep pictures small so they load quickly. So I'm not going to link directly to this one. Well, no, maybe I will for now. It's going to be, it's too slow loading. Let me just grab the thumbnail for it. So this right here is actually a separate, oops, didn't mean to do that. Separate picture. If you click view image here after you right click, you'll see a smaller version of it here. So let's just save this off. Call it landscape. It's in my setup files folder, not the best place to put it. Download setup files, and then landscape. Where is it? Oh, there it is at the bottom. So I'm just going to cut that, put it here. Oh, I forgot. This doesn't let you use those shortcuts. Yeah, upload and delete is what they call it. There we go. So that's landscape JPEG right in the root of my subdomain there. So I should be able to just say the source is landscape.jpg. And we should see the picture right here. Yep, there you go. If you want to change things like font size, font type, color, that type of thing, what you'll usually want to do is make a separate CSS file so that all of your pages can access it directly, and other people's browsers will cache it so they only have to download it once, and it basically lets your site load quicker, and you only have to update one file when you want to change your website's colors, that type of thing. But for now, you can do the same thing as you would in a CSS file if you use the style argument, and anything in here you type is just CSS. So let's say font color. Oops, that's not how you spell color. Equals green. And you don't need the semicolon on your first CSS command. So this should work. Why is it so freaking slow? Maybe it doesn't work. I'm missing something here. CSS font color. W3 Schools is usually quite good at helping with HTML and CSS. Oh, that's right. You don't want this equal sign here. So what I was thinking is font dash color colon green. And it looks like you don't actually need the font, you just need color. So sorry about that. Yep, there we go. So what you need the font part for, and then if you have several of these, you need to separate them with semicolons. So if you want to change the font family, we can use something like Arial, and that should change this. There we go. And if you're concerned that some browsers won't support specific fonts, you can have the ones you actually prefer first, like Helvetica. I think that's a pretty common font. I'm not sure. See, that didn't work. But normally it'll just, wait, maybe it was the update thing again. Let's see. Okay, so there's an angle on this T here. I think that's Helvetica font right there. And then let's remove that. Usually if Helvetica is not supported, it'll just go on to Arial. Okay, yeah, maybe that was Arial all along. So maybe Firefox doesn't support it. So basically wherever you put this style, will affect what part turns green and Arial or whatever you're specifying. So if you want the paragraph to do that, you just put it here. And if you want the whole body to do it, then put it like right here, and anything between these tags will have that style applied to it. You can also do things like background color. Oh, I guess Notepad++ actually knows this stuff. And you don't have to use a word like, I think light. No, okay. Well, I know it knows blue. That's kind of ugly. You don't have to use the actual color name. You can also use hexadecimal numbers. So red, green, blue. So let's do, what is it? We'll use something like D, 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 D for red, green, and then blue will be something more like FF. That should be lighter, way much lighter. Probably too much lighter there. Wow, that's slow. So let's go A. See how that looks. It looks purple, but it works. What else is important? Oh, yes, links. So this is a link, and I'll just make the word this a link. So what you do is you use the A tag and you give it a href, which is like hypertext reference, I think. And then you close the A tag wherever you want the link to end. And I'll link this to, let's say, my website. And you can see if I click on it, it goes to my site. What you can do also is you can add a new directory, and we'll call this new page. I'll just put a dash there. And then inside this, you can make a new file. Just call this one index.html like before. But this one's going to be inside this. So let's just copy and paste this so you get the title and stuff like that. And I'll just say that this is new page. And I'll just remove this, make this a reference to the home. And I'll say link back. And now what you can do is you can go to /new dash page. And oh, that's broken now. Basically, when you don't give it a path before the file name, the web server looks within the current directory for the file you're looking for. So what I need to do on this is just add a slash, and it'll look at the root of the, essentially the subdomain that you're working in. Okay. And you could do the same thing here and it wouldn't hurt anything. That'll still work when I go back and refresh. Yep. So what I'm going to do is instead of linking to my website, I'll say that I want, that I want to link to the new page. So all I have to do is go /new dash page. And I'll say this is a link to a new page. There we go. So you've got a 2-page website now, which is pretty kind of useless. What you'll want to eventually do is have an actual nav bar like this right here, so you can go to different pages easily. Let's see if there are HTML templates. So from the look of this, some of these might be paid. Maybe. Oh, this is probably for their website, maybe. I don't know. Oh, look. Copyright known at all. That's nice. It's quite nice. So, I mean, there are templates out there. And in fact, any site you're on, you can look at the HTML in by clicking Control-U in Firefox and Chrome, and I'm not sure about some of the other browsers. These are a bunch of links. Here's the main header right here, H1 CSS properties, or property, color property. You can see how that's the biggest header, so that's why they have H1 here. And then this is a navigation div, which is like a part of a page. They've got a slightly smaller header for definition and usage right here. It's like a subheader within this page. And these are all going to be H2. And this is probably going to be a table right here. Let's see. Yeah, right here you've got a table. And this means table row. I'm not sure what TD means, but it's basically a column within a row. So these are the little browser pictures. Where's that table? Value, color, initial inherit. Yeah, there it is. Value, color, initial inherit. And you can see that's all within a table. So what I would recommend if you want to learn this type of stuff is just look at a site like w3schools.com. They pretty much teach all this stuff, and you can click try it yourself. And you can edit the code over here. Now what this does is it actually puts the CSS in a separate section up in the head. And this is just exactly what CSS code would look like in a separate file also. So I bet that this website actually uses it in a separate file. Let's see real quick. If I just search .css, yeah, there you go. So here's their style sheet. And if we click on that, we can actually see it. This is going to be hard to read because it's all on a couple of lines. That's just so that it loads as fast as possible, because even line ending characters take up a little bit of bandwidth. So this is slightly faster loading, though not by much. So if I actually want to look at this, then I can paste it here. And replace all the semicolons with semicolons and new lines. Replace all. Yeah, something like that. So that'll give me 152,000 lines. That's quite a bit of CSS there. And I can look at it with some color. There we go. This is stuff to make it work, I think, with specific browsers. Here's your background color. They're only using one character per color there. Works both ways. This is black, but so is that. Once again, the three just take up less space. You got your margins, borders, stuff like that. Yeah, you get the idea. Nope. Oh yeah, I'll show you my site too. How it works with PHP like I was talking about. This video is probably getting pretty long now. There's Novak. Oh, that's right, it's the main one, so it's just public HTML. So on my index page, you'll see there are only, I think, 4 lines in the file, plus the actual PHP tags. This is really simple PHP. This is a variable called page, and it just stores the value of what page I'm on. And the reason I did that is so that I could highlight this link, whichever page I'm on. And then the header.php, we can actually look at it directly, I think, on my site, although no one really will. Header.php, it'll just be that top part right there, and then I've got a separate footer.